All this week, we've been taking a close look at how climate change is affecting our state. News Center Maine's Don Carrigan spoke with a climate expert about why this change is happening. He's here now to tell us more. Don?
Hi, Pat. There's a lot to this whole issue of climate change. Most of the world's scientists agree that the Earth's climate is warming, but many of us don't really know the reasons why, and there are some who are not convinced that what we do as humans, like burning fossil fuels, is a big cause of it. So to find out more, we asked one of the state's experts.
The Gulf of Maine is warming up. Sea levels are creeping up. Storms becoming more severe and more frequent. Hotter summers and milder winters will affect farming, forestry, and just about everything that grows. Our climate is undergoing a change. Mainers see it and feel it, even if we may not understand why.
Between 2007 and 2012, the temperatures in the Arctic increased very fast.
Professor Paul Mayewski knows many of those answers. He's director of the Climate Change Institute at the University of Maine and says changes in the Arctic have led the rest of the globe.
Temperatures rose over a 5-year period about 8 to 9 degrees Fahrenheit. That's annual temperature, not just summer or winter. That is as big a change in temperature and as fast a change in temperature as occurred between the last vestiges of the Ice Age and modern-day climate 11,500 years ago.
And while we are not in the Arctic, he says changes are happening in Maine and elsewhere. The biggest reason? The increasing amounts of greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane in the atmosphere.
We know for a fact that the levels of greenhouse gases today are more than 50% higher than they have ever been in the last 850,000 years.
So how do they know?
So this is our ice core freezer storage.
By studying ice. Mayewski showed us the ice cores he and other scientists have been collecting and analyzing from glaciers all over the world. Drilling deep into that ancient ice to collect samples going back many centuries to before modern-day humans and machines, then analyzing what's in the ice. The changes, he said, are right there, showing how levels of carbon and other chemicals have increased dramatically.
It's created instabilities in our climate today that are resulting in widespread drought, flooding, excessive storms, migration of invasive species, ticks to Maine, and a whole variety of things which impact our health and ecosystem health.
And those changes have been accelerating, he says. Mayewski led the research project 30 years ago in Greenland that discovered abrupt climate change is possible. He says that's what happened starting in 2007, and that there is no doubt human activity is a primary cause.
We know that this is not a natural cycle because we have records that go back hundreds and thousands of years that show us that's what is happening, or what has been happening for the last, in particular, 20 to 30 years is anomalous. It's happened much too fast. The increase in temperature has been much too high.
So, he says, Mainers will likely see more invasive species, more unstable weather, changes in the growing season, in the ocean, and other impacts. And will all the steps we're taking to reduce greenhouse gases help?
We might slow it down, which would be great because we could actually level off around 2040 to 2050. More likely, by 2100, we'll see close to a 2 degrees centigrade, if not even higher, rise.
Meanwhile, he says, we will all have to make changes ourselves.
Clearly, there's a whole lot to this climate change issue, which is why we're presenting a News Center Maine special tonight at 7. And Pat will be talking with scientists, of course, but also with farmers, fishermen, foresters, and others about what they're seeing, what changes are happening already, and what may be coming, and what it means for Maine. Pat?
Thank you, Don. We'll look forward to that.